Top 5 tips when it comes to the July 4th deals, which are not the July 4th deals, they are the Sinister Sentinel Sideshow Bob deals. Yes, first of all, if anyone doesn't know, because there are, like, I'd say a small grouping of people that don't know that these are the July 4th deals. They're the July 4th deals. It's just difficult because we spent several years saying July 4th deals, that they're July 4th deals. So, let's go over some top 5 tips. I put a link in the description to a spreadsheet that I've been roughly working off of that has some things when it comes to the best deals and also the top tips. So, you know, have a look at that if you're not interested in watching the video. I'm seeing the visual portion of this one. So, first of all, one of the things I must stress to people is pick up things that are beneficial to your account and making progress with your account. When you look at the deals as they are, which look like that, or these right here, depending on where you are, not for Valiant because it's a different story, we'll talk about that and a little bit later on. But for Paragon, Thronebreaker and Cavalier, more so for Thronebreaker Cavalier, you can make some really decent gains. Paragon players may feel that some of the items that are within the different tiers don't really represent where they are currently. I mean, same thing I feel with Valiant. For me, as I've said, like I would have liked to have seen more of the rarer items at more of a unit spend, lower down the pecking order, mainly because it's exactly the same in rarity for those that are Paragon and Thronebreaker and Cavalier. So essentially what I'm saying is, I'm chill with this being here for Paragon, Thronebreaker, and Cavalier. I'm not so chill with it being there for not there, like, you know, at tier 3 or maybe not tier 2 because maybe Kabam would say no with that. But seeing more of what's at tier 4 and tier 8 at tier 3. Of course, from a structure standpoint, as a lot of you know, you have to go tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then you're back to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 8. Ass about face way of looking at it, but hey, you know, at the end it's up to you and it's up to Kabam on stuff. So yeah, the first thing is, and the first tip is, choose things that are going to be beneficial for your account, things that are going to make you get a rank up, select a champion, something that's going to get you up a progression. Those are going to be better things to choose. You know, my cousin messaged me and said, hey, I've just become Valiant. So from a Paragon player becoming Valiant overnight based on unit, you know, grabbing these deals because he's a non-spending player, hey, that is fantastic, isn't it? And that's exactly what you want to see from that particular element of game. Tip number 2 is do not overspend. One of the things I do mention in the tips is to say, you know, items depreciate in value and don't feel over compelled to spend. Like, if you want to support the game, fine, fair play. There's people that don't spend, like myself, so you've got to find the best kind of like in routes for enjoying the event. And, you know, for non-spending, things depreciate in value, so yeah, if something's going to be worth less units by the time we come to Cyber Weekend and the Banquet event, which we'll talk about the Banquet event in a minute. But do bear in mind, if you want the best value, go to the web store. This is also, you know, cuts out the middleman, like, or kind of, I don't know, Xsolar take a cut, but it does cut out things like the extent of, what is it called? Apple taking a lot more money from games developers. Whether or not you kind of go with, oh, Kabam should earn more money or not, well, I don't know. That's always a tricky discussion about that. But look, if you want the best value, it is true. Like it's on the web store because you get additional units. And also, I don't know if Kabam are ever going to improve the market bonus event, because the market bonus event is kind of, well, meh. Like that's the most you can get with tier 10 of that. But anyway, the things depreciate, things could be lower value. Also, I think like we had a Caps commissary in September of last year, so there may be an event in 3 months' time. So, you know, get spending, get saving your monies. The next question will be, how many units can you get roughly in a week? Without kind of going into the nitty-gritty details of it, likely between 2,000 and 3,000 units. 2,000 is more likely in 7 days. 3,000 requires decent RNG. And that, again, will require you to kind of do all milestones of stuff like arenas, do your 24-hour solo events, a little bit of other stuff that's floating about, event quests, but then, again, you have to be under the mindset of like you've got event quests available for unit farming, which you might not have. So 2,000 is being generous. I think before I set my own record of doing 2,000 in 4 days. I did 2,000 units in 4 days, and that was pretty impressive back a while ago. But I did have to, I was on holiday at the time when I did that. Will I be doing that again? I don't know, because it's I want a bit of a life, and I can't at the moment with the new house stuff, so, and the other channel, so it's like it's difficult to do that, and also day job. So yeah, like 2,000 units is possible, but you have to kind of go, well, if you want to get one of these deals, yes, you first of all have to pay or spend 750 units first of all to get to like there, and then you got to spend an additional 3,000 units. So you've already got to have at least what 1,750 of the units available. So at least you get 2 of the deals. So it's not exactly going to be an easy thing, so you may want to avoid that. Tip number 4 is how to get the Weapon X. Now, I did do a video which I did delete, mainly because there was some information that people were going like, no, you do it, like you can get this from this. And I was like, I don't know, I don't spend anymore. So I didn't realize that you could do it. But I was told from reliable sources that I've already bought this deal. Shout out to Logan. Logan, I think you see this is the image from Logan's. Logan has it. Shout out to Logan for that. But I was reliably informed that you can get the deal 8 times. He says you can buy $100 8 times in the web store, and then there is a $100 deal that you can buy 4 times. That's only in the game store. So that at least kind of gives you a bit more info on that, because I don't spend anymore, but that at least, you know, clarifies that. If you don't like any of the deals, you can save your units for things like Cyber Weekend or the Banquet event. I personally prefer Cyber Weekend deals just based on their structures better. I also would recommend saving units back for Banquet event 2024. And the reason I would recommend that is that devaluation and depreciation will largely improve the rank and also the take home from the milestones this year. I don't know that to 100% be true, but it's definitely something year in, year out we see improvements. Will we see a volume of tier 4 alpha? More than likely. You can see here, this is from the 1% deal, the 1% rank of this, and from the unit investment in order to get 1% was, where is it there? 38,000 points. No, 38,000 units. 38,000 units. So fingers crossed that that will generate something better this year than it would do what it did last year, because obviously last year was very different. And also from a milestone perspective, that got you, if we can get the details up, I think it was 9,000 units, approaching to 10,000 units, got you the last milestone, which is the 7-star Guardians Crystal. So there's lots of opportunity, I think, in the Banquet event and Cyber Weekend to pick up something that's maybe more specific and tailored to what you're looking at and interested in. Will there be a new progression title at some point? I don't know, but now we're looking into 7 titles covered in 3 deals, which Kabam have done. I personally will be interested to see how things evolve between now in June of 2024 and then in, say, November, December time for the Cyber Weekend deals to see what is the final take home as, or the final part of the year as to like where the depreciation is. More value for less unit spend. Hopefully, that's what we're going to be looking out to see. And yeah, that's been the video. Thank you very much for watching. And those are my top tips. Don't feel you have to rush in. You know, you can wait. You can look and survey what's going on and take it from there. But that's been the video. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content located on the screen. Have a lovely day. Oh, and best deals coverage video is coming up a little bit later on. Thank you and bye-bye.